Hey everybody, Mandus here with Maximum Muscle Report with the 2018 Nationals. This is one of the toughest classic physique lineups we've seen in a long time.
Jack Black guys.
Sammy, you came out on top. How you feeling?
Honestly, I can't explain it right now, but all I can say is just having so much backup from Blackstone House, my family, PJ Braun, his dad JR, and the whole crew, and my girlfriend, and my whole, like everyone. Honestly, people are asking me, was it hard? Honestly, having that kind of support like a boat when you're rowing down the river, you're not going to fall off, you're not going to drown. That's how I can explain it.
You know, it's interesting. You see a young man on stage and they've got the physique, but then there's an it factor that comes into play when people are going to move to the next level. You have that it factor going on. And like you talked about, the support behind you. Is this something that you really wanted to do as a bucket list, or is this something you really want to go after? Do you see yourself on the Olympia stage one day?
I definitely see myself on the Olympia stage one day, seeing the kind of support I have and just seeing kind of work ethic. I mean, my main word, and two main words that I've always kept in my mind that I read every day was consistency and being relentless. And relentless is something you go after whatever you want. You do whatever it takes. It's the same thing with nailing a sale or anything like that. You just do it, you know? And honestly, sky's the limit, because some people think they can't get the pro card, but you can. And yeah, the pro card's a status, but now, opening my eyes, I think I have more to this sport than just a pro card. If that makes sense. So yeah, I definitely see myself on the Olympia stage.
Well, now you're starting all over again. You went from the top, now you're all the way down at the bottom. So you got a lot of work to do, but
exactly. It's not. I have a lot to work to do, but like I said, with the support, anything is possible.
Absolutely. PJ, this is, I don't know what, your 20th Nationals or something. You're not new to what's going on. You've done a lot of things in this sport, you know, now running Blackstone Labs. What is it about Sami that you saw? Because that you don't get too excited too often. I saw you in the pit, man. You were really pumped up for this young man. What was it about him that you see and you've put vested time and money, interest into him moving forward?
Well, when he first started working for me a couple years ago in sales, they said, hey, the new sales guy is really jacked. He's going to get his pro card soon. I said, really? Send him into my office. He came in and he posed, and I was like, you're not even close. And everyone thought I was being mean. And I said, listen, I've been doing this for a long time. Right. You got a lot of tools. I'd like to help you out. And so we trained for a show, and he wound up getting second. And I said, you see how good that guy was that beat you? There's going to be a lot of those at Nationals. You need to go back to the drawing board and get ready for that. So instead of being mad about it, he went back to the drawing board, worked really, really, really hard, trained for USAs, went into USAs, got fourth in the welterweights as a bodybuilder. So I said, you're right there. Now you got to make some improvements in the offseason, and we'll go in that direction and see what happens. I thought all this time he was going to go and battle for the welterweight champion in bodybuilding. Well, I brought him up to Steve's. He posed for Steve, and you know, Steve calls it like it is. He's like, look, he goes, you need more chest thickness. He goes, well, he said, look, you look great, but do you want me to tell you what you got to do to be the guy? And Sami said, of course. He said, you got to improve your chest thickness, your back thickness. He told him bring up his calves, and he hit him with a bunch of critiques, but instead he said, I will improve all of those things. He started training like twice a week, just doing everything to bring up those areas, and he brought them up dramatically. So he manifests his own destiny. It's cool. And the word that he used, relentless, he really is the most relentless kid I think I've ever met. He reminds me a lot, and people from my circle will get this, of Guy Cisternino, who I used to call the little engine that could. Yeah. They have the same personality of just, I'm going to prove everybody wrong, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and he came in and he did it. So it was amazing to see.
You know, Sami, tell us a little bit, what does it feel like standing next to somebody, again, who's been successful in many different genres of this sport? You know, people know PJ just from Blackstone Labs now. Those of us who've been around for more than 5 minutes know PJ's done a lot of other things before Blackstone Labs, has been successful at everything he's done. What does it mean to you to have a guy who has such ridiculously high standards believe in you and say, hey, let's go get this thing?
Honestly, man, it's like watching a movie and you get the little what's it called? Goosebumps.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when seeing PJ, I've always wanted to impress him. You know, And honestly, it's just looking at him, you want to make him proud, kind of like a second father.
Right. It's respect, man.
He's just, I mean, honestly, the dude gives so much to people, and people just take advantage, you know? So I see it like this. He's an entrepreneur, and you have to look up to someone that's doing big things. And if you follow in their footsteps, you can make things happen. He's given me harsh things to say, but work on. And honestly, it's been the best. Like, those critiques is what made me into where I'm coming and still climbing.
Right.
You know, so if anything, I looked up to him as like a big brother, because he's not that old. He's still in his 30s. So
yeah, he better not be, because I'm older. I'm older than him, and I'm not old.
I thank him a lot, but I also have to recognize Chris Aceto, because he brought me in. But PJ has always got my back, and what I would say is you have to find that person to like sculpt you into where you want to be, and he is definitely at the top of my list.
There you have it. You know, this sport, you're on stage by yourself, but this is not an individual sport.
No.
People say that all the time. It is absolutely not an individual sport. You've got a great team around you. Congratulations again. Guys, those of you who don't know, live under a rock. PJ Braun, Blackstone Labs, successful. Products are good. He's all over the place. Sami, congratulations once again. Until next time, guys. Sami, PJ Braun, Mandus, Max and Muscle Report. We're out.